Hey there, Cancer. Welcome to your reading for, this is for 2023. This is going to be part 1 of 3. We're going to cover 4 houses in astrology in this reading. So we're going to do your first house in this first row, and we're going to basically be looking at any new beginnings that you could be having this year, or what your approach to this year might be. And you start off with this Aquarius card, and it says collaborate on it. So, the first house is also kind of how we present ourselves to the world, or how, the outside world sees us. And I feel like just putting yourself out into the world could be very successful for you because, again, the first house it kind of has to do with actions that we are taking as well. So I feel like socializing could be not only a very good thing for you to be doing, but it could also be very profitable. It could be very successful for you with this 9 of Pentacles for you to kind of work on a team with people in your life. I mean, you literally have 2 cards of teamwork here, 3 of Cups, 3 of Pentacles. And you have the Star as well. This is a really nice reading. Again, this is part 1 of 3. I'm going to do all 12 houses, so this is just going to be the first 4. And we're going deep with these. You have this Aquarius card again, it says collaborate, so I do feel it's time for you to collaborate on something. You have a lot of cards of success, the World, the Star, even the 3 of Pentacles is a card of quality work. So anything that you're working on, I feel if you can get other people to help you, obviously, it could be very successful for you. Again, you have the 3 of Cups here, which kind of is my card of collaboration, especially when it shows up in a reading with a 3 of Pentacles. The 3 of Cups is more of a card of your community as well. So I feel you could be standing out in your community, getting a lot of attention. Pisces had something very similar, and you have the Star here, which is just another card of attention. So there's clearly positive attention available to you. As I always say, we have to kind of take advantage of that positive attention. We have to do something with it. So I would commit to something. You have the 4 of Wands here. I almost intuitively feel that this could be an action that you're taking. The 4 of Wands does not have to be marriage. It could, as in love, it could just be a commitment that you make to something that you're taking action on. Again, your first house, which is going to be this first row right here, has a lot to do with action. The other thing is that Aquarius card is number 11. 4 of Wands is 1111. You can see there's 2 11s here. So I kind of feel like this is confirmation. I feel like it's the universe. Number one, I feel like you could be seeing 1111 a lot in 2023, but I also feel it's kind of like confirmation to go through this portal. I always say that the 4 of Wands is a portal card. You have to cross through here to go celebrate with those people. I feel like there could be a lot of celebrations for you as well. I mean, 3 of Cups is a celebration. This card's a celebration. Could be a lot of reasons to be very happy. You also have the 8 of Swords here, and I feel like the 8 of Swords is kind of saying, don't hold back on anything. It's kind of weird, the feeling that I feel on this 8 of Swords, because, again, it's giving me more, don't hold back vibes. I don't really feel stuck like I normally do with the 8 of Swords. I feel like I'm maybe making myself small, if that makes sense, Cancer. And, I kind of feel that this is saying, don't do things that make you feel small. Don't do things that make you feel like you're, not going to be successful or whatever. I feel it's really, really important here, Cancer, to make sure that you present yourself as big. And I know that sounds stupid, but that's literally what I'm getting here is I feel like there could be just a lot of moments this year where you think it's like we all do it, the whole self-deprecation thing. I'm really bad at that too. And I feel like there could be other moments as well where it's maybe a boss is saying, hey, I want to pay someone extra money to do X, Y, and Z. Maybe normally you would have let someone else do it. I feel like you need to do it. I feel like you need to start taking what is yours, is kind of what this first row is saying, especially, being your first house. Makes sense to me. With the 3 of Cups, you have this Birth card. The first house literally can represent beginnings, so just could be a new beginning. You also have the World here, like I've already said, and the World is a card of birth to me, Cancer. It doesn't have to be birthing a baby, but just birthing something new. So it wouldn't really surprise me if you're starting something new. That is Venus in Cancer, by the way. Now with the 4 of Wands, you have this Influence card. And so I would be careful of any influences. It doesn't even want to focus. I would be careful of any influences that could be kind of happening in your love life. I always complain about Neptune and Pisces. and some other things that are going on in the astrology, but mostly Neptune and Pisces. My problem with Neptune and Pisces in love is the fact that, it can be one of those things where someone says something to you like, oh, you shouldn't be with this person because of X, Y, and Z. We really need to make sure that we're listening to ourselves, not someone else. I always say, like, I do not take advice in love from anyone that I wouldn't invite into my bedroom along with me and my partner, right? Plain and simple. So I would follow that same rule here. I would make sure that you're not taking advice from people who you also wouldn't invite into the bedroom with you, is what this is basically saying. With the Eight of Swords, you have this flirtation card. I definitely feel that there could be some flirtatious opportunities coming in for you this year. You have the Lovers. You have really good cards so far for love. We haven't even gotten to any of the love houses. That'll be like next week. So again, this is just part one. And it to me kind of looks like it could be a very good love year for you. If you are looking for love, I would definitely get out there. Again, you're going to meet this person socializing, plain and simple. Three of Cups, Three of Pentacles, the Star. Too many cards of being in public. So get out of the house if you are looking for love. Next, we're going to look at how you can make it rain this year. We're going to be looking at your second house, which is like earned income, material goods, money, things like that. And you have this card here. It says growing up. It says relying on others to help you or hoping to be saved. Heal your wounded inner child to get ahead in your career. I feel like that's good advice for everyone, just plain and simple. It's not going to focus here for some reason, but again, my thing with Neptune and Pisces is that it has to do with traditional belief, but these are beliefs that are handed down through like a family. So I think we all, every single one of us, we have those, certain limiting beliefs around money, especially, is a big one that are maybe handed down from generation to generation to generation. These could be any beliefs. It's like, I think of my grandfather. He was like raised to work like a madman, work like crazy, which is, which served him very well. But at the same time, is it necessary to work your face off? Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. I don't know. I'm not here to judge, but what I would say is probably not. So I feel like you have some beliefs, but again, his limiting, believe it or not, it's a limiting belief. He believes that you have to work super hard to make a bunch of money, but there are plenty of people who don't. So technically, it's a limiting belief, right? And I feel that there just could be a lot of beliefs that you're kind of examining. I want to see what you have this partnership card as well. You cannot make this up. You are manifesting a strong and successful partnership. Tons and tons and tons of teamwork stuff showing up here, Cancer. So, if you want more money, I feel teaming up with someone else could be a good idea. Here's the thing that I like to remind people as well, is that you have the Lovers, the World, and the Six of Wands. But with these two cards, Three of Pentacles and the Three of Cups, you don't necessarily have to, invite someone into your business, right? This type of energy could say that maybe you have a business, but the teamwork could be that you join a mastermind or you find a person who you can bounce ideas off of, right? You don't actually have to form a partnership in the sense that you're splitting the business, right? You could, but this is saying basically work with other people in some way. You have the Lovers here, and I do feel that for some of you, if you're looking for love, you definitely could be meeting a person who has money. I kind of feel it's more power couple-ish here, Cancer, as in maybe the two of you together make a bunch of money, right? It's like sometimes I think we meet that person, and that's how we know it's the right person, right? It's like, how many times have you ended up in a relationship and, maybe you start taking some extra days off, you start making less money, maybe they do the same thing. Not a good idea, right? But I feel this is totally different. Maybe you meet a person where you both just lift each other up, where you motivate each other. But again, even if you're not looking for love, I do feel some of you have a choice in your finances coming up in 2023. This is the choice you're going to be making to make a change. I feel there's a lot of success coming in for you if you make some sort of change with the World card. The World can represent a new opportunity, can represent moving or traveling or going in a new direction. I think all those things would make you more money. I don't think you have to do those things, so I want to stress that it's if you have the opportunity to move for work or for business and you want to do it, I would say go for it. Clearly, it's going to lead to a lot of success. But for a lot of you, I feel like you could just be kind of setting your sights on new heights. Those are the words that are popping into my head. The World is kind of like a goal card. Sometimes it can just say that there are certain things that we want to accomplish. And here you go. Accomplishments. Six of Wands. Six of Wands, a card of success, abundance, good things coming in for you. It's also a card of excellence as well. There is a focus on being excellent in this reading. You literally go from the Six of Wands You go up to the Nine of Pentacles to the Three of Pentacles. The Three of Pentacles to me is, a card of quality work as well. So, and you also have the Nine of Pentacles. Nine of Pentacles, card of gratitude and luxuries. But Nine of Pentacles focuses also on quality. So I'd say anything that you're doing work-wise, I would focus on quality, not quantity. It's funny that I talked about my grandfather working his face off, basically, because, again, I feel like that's quantity, right? So anything you're creating, I would focus on the quality of it, clearly, because, that's where the success is going to be. With the Lovers, you have the Enthusiasm card. Love it. I feel like whatever, you should follow your enthusiasm. I feel like this is true for everyone. I preach this all the time, that if you want more success, I would be following your joy, your desire, like the things you actually want to do, the things that make you feel fulfilled. Maybe, you might be thinking like, oh, I want to, go start a jump rope factory. And you're like, there's probably no money in that. But I don't know, if it's like where your heart truly is, you will probably make more money. With the World, you have this companionship card. This is crazy. You have like every single card that represents teamwork or being with another person or love. Definitely for those of you that want love, I feel you could be meeting someone where either they have money, maybe the two of you have money. Take it how it resonates, but I literally feel teamwork is going to change your finances. So that would be the only thing I would focus on as far as finances are concerned if I were you. Maybe not the only thing, but finding a group to belong to. Like I said, you don't have to like necessarily invite someone into your business. You could just be masterminding, having a friend you can bounce ideas off of. Like all those things I feel would be extremely profitable for you. With the Six of Wands, you have this Bluff card as well. This bluff card is like calling someone's bluff. I just feel like, again, Six of Wands and the Star in your reading, a lot of attention. So maybe, people just don't recognize you like in a good way this year, Cancer. Maybe people are like, wow, where the hell did Cancer get all this energy? How the hell was Cancer able to accomplish this stuff? I kind of get that feeling off of that card. Next, in the area of your third house, we're going to be looking at what's on your mind. Again, each house represents a bunch of stuff. I picked like what I thought was most important this year. And so I feel like mentally that you are focusing on where you get the best bang for your buck. There does seem to be a financial focus in your reading, even though, again, we're splitting this up by the houses. Just intuitively, I kind of feel a financial focus where it's like maybe your thoughts even are more focused towards finances, improving your finances. And with this card here, I feel like you're like saying, like, what can I work on and to get the most out of every single situation? And I do not have a problem with that at all, Cancer. I feel that's a great thing to do. I think it's going to lead to more success for you. And it's just going to make life a little bit easier as well. Like, especially when we do that, obviously, if we focus on what works, life is going to become easier. You have the Seven of Wands, the Nine of Pentacles, and the Seven of Swords. You have two sevens. Two sevens to me is internal fears that don't exist. So, definitely let go of your fears. But the Seven of Wands is a card of conviction. To me, the Seven of Wands says when you know that you're going to be successful at something, then you will. I kind of feel with the Star as well that just committing to one thing is going to be like your best friend this year. I feel if you're like bouncing around between too many ideas, then you could struggle. That does not mean that you can't work on a bunch of ideas. I think it's how you do it that's important. So you might have a lot of ideas, but I would work on one thing at a time. I would complete one project at a time and then move on to the next. You're going to get so much more accomplished. Trust me, like as a professional scatterbrain here, like, what I started doing is forcing myself to work on one thing a quarter. And I got way more done because I used to like have all these ideas. I would jump from idea to idea to idea. And before you knew it, like years were, going by and I basically had nothing to show for it. When I started doing like one thing a quarter and focusing on that one thing, like one project, one idea for my business, whatever, then things started actually moving forward and I was able to accomplish a lot more. Here's the other thing. When you do that, you accomplish something and maybe it only takes you 2 weeks. So then you can just jump to the next thing. And, but it's just like having the mental, the mindset, I'm going to go this direction, I'm going to focus on one thing. It really helped me as a total scatterbrain. So I'm sure it can help you. The Seven of Wands is, again, a card of commitment, so I'd make sure you're committed to the things that you want to do, and sometimes that's an answer, right? Sometimes I think if we set off on to do one of these projects, and if we find ourselves getting distracted, maybe that's an answer that our heart isn't it. So, it's also a great way to figure out what you want to do and what you don't want to do as well. You have the Nine of Pentacles here. Love it. Nine of Pentacles to me says that you're focused on quality. Like I said earlier, you're focused on gratitude and luxuries as well. Because again, this is coming up in your third house. And I do feel like a lot of that, I feel this is your focus, literally. And the third house has to do with your mind. So that makes perfect sense to me. I think what you focus on, you're going to get. You can see there's this falcon right here. And the falcon represents her focus. She is training her focus. And you also have this snail right down here. And I always say that the Nine of Pentacles is a card of your environment. And what's weird is it's kind of popping into my head that this could be representing a move for some of you. The third house can have to do with like neighbors as well. So it kind of makes sense that maybe some of you could be getting new neighbors, meeting new people. It's popping into my head on this card. But I feel there's also I feel like you could be focusing on increasing your finances as well. The other thing that's popping into my head is I feel like you're being very careful who you give energy to. I'll just show you. She has 3 pentacles over here, and then she has 6 pentacles over here. The 3 pentacles kind of represent like what she's willing to give to a situation. It doesn't have to be money. It could just be her energy, her time, her effort, whatever. And she keeps the 6 pentacles for herself. And so it kind of represents like not over giving and making sure to keep enough for yourself. Next, you have the 7 of Swords. I feel like you're a human lie detector right now. So I don't know, Cancer. I would just like trust your intuition. I feel that this is popping into my head as totally disconnected from the reading, that 7 of Swords. Really intuitively, I feel like you're just a human lie detector right now. Probably all of 2023. If something doesn't feel right, I feel like this is saying you better trust it. If something does feel right, then you can trust it. But I feel like you are very good at kind of like picking up on things. The other thing I just noticed is that you have the 7 of Swords. You also have the 3 of Pentacles. On both cards, there's a person on that card and this person here. They have polka dots on their cloaks. Polka dots in the tarot can represent taking things too seriously. It could be like a very mental year. Already, I've been picking up on a lot of like mental energy this year, so there could be a lot of thinking, a lot of planning, and I think we need to balance that out with fun. Again, the polka dots in the tarot represent needing to go have fun, needing to do something that you want to do. You cannot make this up. With the 7 of Wands, you have this status card. Literally, this whole entire reading, I was talking about how there could be a person coming in for you that has money, has status, or maybe you gain status together. So for those of you that are like meeting a person with money, definitely could be your person. Could be a person you marry, or maybe could also be a business partner, I suppose. But for a lot of you, this feels like love to me, that you're like meeting a person where the two of you will have status together. With the 9 of Pentacles, you have this resistance card. Definitely, showing up in the area of your mind. It's kind of funny we were talking about resistance with that 7 of Wands. Sometimes we feel resistance, and it's a clue that we need to not move in that direction, right? But then sometimes we feel resistance, and it's like right before we're about to be successful, as one of my favorite books of all time, The War of Art, says. Like sometimes that moment right before success is when we feel and experience the most resistance. And so what I would say here is I would try to push through resistance. I think we need to, especially if we're working towards something that we want to create in our life, then I think we should give it a few tries to push through that resistance, and we shouldn't just give up on it. Obviously, again, if you're being honest with yourself and your heart isn't in something, then I would just do something else. But I feel like resistance could be a key theme for you, and that might be a book you want to check out, by the way. With the 7 of Swords, you have this authority card. Crazy, because I think Pisces had it in the same position. Some of you could be gaining authority. You could be thinking about how you can get more authority over your life, basically more control. This, for you, it's a little bit different because it's kind of giving me more Emperor-type control energy where it's like taking action. It's like a little bit different than just authority. Like sometimes authority, you don't necessarily have to take action, but I get like a little bit more action. I don't know. There you go. Next, we're going to look at your 4th house, which is home and family, and also your foundations. And you have the truth card, so there could be some truths being exposed. Again, I feel like you're like a human lie detector right now, so I would trust those truths as well. But I also feel like you are kind of, if you're looking for love, for example, I feel like you could be building a foundation of honesty with a person, where it's just like you're both very truthful with each other, and I feel that's great. So this actually feels pretty good to me. I also feel that you have the 3 of Pentacles, the Fool, and the Star. I feel like some of you could be focusing on what you want with the Star card. The Star, it's not really the truth, but it kind of is the truth because it can represent seeing the big picture, There's this bird right here. It's an ibis, and that bird represents like seeing everything that you need to see to make something work, like a business or a career or something like that. Seeing the big picture. So I feel like you're being honest with yourself, with the truth about like what you need to put in place, the foundation. Again, fourth house has to do with the foundation. So I feel like you're very focused on like the foundational things, especially if you're starting something new this year, like a new relationship. You have that Aquarius card at the beginning. It says collaborate. Clearly, you're collaborating with something, whether it's a person in love or a business, whatever, it doesn't matter. And what I would say is that I would focus on the truth, like your inner truth. Even the star kind of is your inner truth as well, because that star, this one star here, is like what you want out of a situation. I think as long as you're focusing on that, then you're going to be very successful. The other thing is like, again, I feel like this is, for some reason, I'm getting like the words no sacrifices, but, like, what does that mean? What I feel like that means is it's like sometimes I think we enter into a situation and we start making concessions, right? Like maybe we have a job and, maybe or maybe we're looking for a job, but maybe we kind of need one and we find one that kind of looks good, but it's not exactly what we want. For whatever reason, I feel like this is saying no, it's almost saying like no settling is what I'm getting here. And I think that goes back to the truth because, again, we have to live our inner truth. If we're settling, then we're not living our inner truth. You have the Fool here, some sort of risk that you have to take this year for sure. I feel like you're taking a leap of faith at this time, and it could be away from something that feels very secure. Again, the fourth house is a foundation, so it can be anything that feels secure, safe, comfortable, protected, whatever. And I'm not saying that you're like, not going to be safe or secure, but what I am saying is I feel like you're taking a risk to move away from something that maybe once was secure, safe, comfortable, protected, all of those things. That's what's popping into my head here with the Fool. And you're definitely wanting a new beginning. Kind of makes sense because you have the World here. In the major arcana, we go from the Fool to the World. And then guess what? We start back up all over again as the Fool. So we're always in this cycle. And, definitely with that Aquarius card as well. For some reason, it's like I'm seeing that as like a new beginning. And this would be Aquarius right here. So some sort of new beginning. You have the Three of Pentacles here. I mean, we talked about this like ad nauseum. So, I feel teamwork makes the dream work. And I also feel if you're like being truthful with yourself about all experiences this year, then that's where you're going to find the most success. Let's see. With the Three of Pentacles, you have the acquisition card. Like another fancy couple. I'm telling you right now, Cancer, if you're like finding love this year, I feel it could be very, very good for you. It could be something very solid. Something that really makes you happy as well. So I really like to see this with the acquisition card. Like I said, like, I don't know, looks to me like some of you could be like meeting the love of your life or something. With the Fool, you have the drama card. This is going to cause drama, and again, I don't want to scare you away from this. I would just ignore drama. It's like if you're moving away from home, maybe there are people who don't want you to move away from home. If you're quitting a job that you've been at for 20 years or 10 years, maybe the people there don't want you to leave. And so that's what I mean by causing drama. But at the same time, who cares? I feel like you are focused on improvements. I feel like you are focused on the star, creating more success in your life. So a lot of you, you could be leaving a person as well. You could decide, this person isn't right for me. Maybe I feel secure and safe with them, but that's not enough, right? So I feel for some of you, it's like you could be causing a little drama, but I also feel like you're doing it it's not like you're just doing it just to do it. You're doing it for a reason. With the Star card, if you are even doing that in the first place. With the Star card, you have this empathy card here. I feel that this could be talking about kind of like your own feelings. I would be careful of being like too empathetic as well. It's like sometimes, again, we can have too much empathy for something, then we kind of sacrifice ourselves. And didn't I say something about like no sacrifice or something like that earlier? That's definitely popping into my head here. But pretty good start to your 2023 here, Cancer. We are going to pull 3 cards now, and I'm going to answer one question. So if you have a question, great. Feel free to pause the reading, but we're going to do 1, 2, 3 here, Cancer. If you don't have a question, that's fine too. I'm going to put all 3 cards together as a personalish reading, but pause now or, don't. You have the Ace of Pentacles, the Moon, and the Six of Cups. Really nice. I feel like there's like a big opportunity coming in for you to work together with something. And again, this does not have to be love, doesn't even have to be a business partnership, but there is a major focus on connections here for you. It could also be you working together with like a new job or a new business. That it could be that type of connection as well. So if you're getting a new opportunity, I'm telling you right now, you might not exactly see where it's going with the Moon card, but it's going towards a turnaround. The Six of Cups can, of course, be thinking about the past as a card of innocence and nostalgia, but it can also, to me, represent a gift from the universe. And the gift we receive from the Six of Cups usually is a turnaround, meaning things improving, things getting better. And I kind of feel that for some of you. If you asked a yes/no question, I would definitely say yes with this connection. For others, you could be attracting a Pisces into your life. It could also be an Aquarius as well. You have a ton of Aquarius in this reading. So, whatever. It could also be a Taurus. You have a lot of a Taurus I'm noticing here as well. But could be love. But that's at Cancer. So thank you for being here, Cancer. Really appreciate it. Again, this is one of three. We're going to do the next 4 houses in the next reading that'll be out like within a week or so. So thank you for being here. Really appreciate it. And definitely enjoy your year.